Alright, so welcome back to F1 Manager 2024. Now, for the first time in a while, there's actually nothing to go over. There's nothing new. We are still designing our brand new rear wing, which I put all of my ATR into, so that is going to be absolutely broken. And we are still manufacturing some spare suspensions, and that's about it. Nothing's really changed. There's no new developments going on. That is it. Now, the next race is going to be one of the big ones. It is the British Grand Prix. Of course, we've got a French driver, an Italian driver, and it's an Italian team, but it is, of course, my home Grand Prix. I am, of course, the team principal, so it is actually quite a big one. And, well, looking at the strategy prep, it's looking like it's going to be a two-stop strategy in dry, warm conditions. And I was actually looking at the Silverstone Grand Prix that happened in real-life F1, and the strategy was medium to hard with like 5 laps of inter in between. So I might actually try and do what they did in real life. I wanted to do that last episode, but it was raining, so I couldn't. But I want to do a thing where I look at the real life strategies of the people that won. So it was Hamilton, medium to hard, and we'll see how that goes. But we'll decide once we actually get to the event and we're through qualifying and all of that. So, for the race targets, I don't really care about like 180 grand. I'd rather just take a risk, take a gamble, and put both drivers to finish 18th or higher. Of course, with some DNFs and some good race pace, it is actually a realistic result now. Alright, so welcome to qualifying. Now, I think I've done a pretty good job with the driver setups. They should be all okay. And it's also going to be lovely and sunny and dry. So a fairly straightforward qualifying session. As always, we're going to be doing 2 runs with each driver. And of course, if you're new around here or you enjoy my videos, why not consider liking the video because it helps. And also subscribe because I'm trying to hit 1.4k by the end of the year. Now, I reckon it's about time we send our drivers out. So, of course, we start with POURCHAIRE, who currently has low confidence, but I'm hoping after this first run, it should be quite high because of what I did to the setup. It isn't my best work, but honestly, I don't want to spend 10 minutes on this, like, almost puzzle game trying to get the setup absolutely perfect. I just sort of spend about a minute or two, get it roughly okay, and then I just sort of leave it. And then I reckon we'll go about there, and we'll also send Giovinazzi out now. I reckon because it's the first run of the session, I think we will watch Teo make his way around on his first hot lap, but then we'll just skip all the others because no one's really interested. All that matters is the sector times. Now here goes Teo on his first lap. I don't actually know how quick he goes until it's actually over, so let's just see how he gets on. Now, in the F1 game, F1 24, I'm actually really fast at this track, and I am almost an expert at the driving lines that you normally take. Teo going a little bit wide through there, but it's not the end of the world, and also taking barely any curb. Of course, the AI in this game do take really interesting lines, and I don't know how it impacts their lap time and performance, but like there, he's not even wide enough. He's like inside too much, and I don't know why they do that. It's very interesting to me. So across the line comes Teo POURCHAIRE. Where is it going to be on the grid? It's okay. It's not brilliant. We are behind Bottas and Ricciardo and Hülkenberg, but if I can get rid of this menu, there is still Albon, Sargent, Zhou Guanyu to go. So once they go, we might be P16 with Teo, and of course we've got Giovinazzi, who is currently on his final lap. He crosses the line, and he goes and puts it. Yeah, right, so what's happened there then? He is about a second off Teo, and I still don't understand why there's such a big gap sometimes between the two. I know sometimes they might just have a stinky lap or something, but they have the exact same car parts, and they got the same driver confidence, so I have no idea. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 3, so obviously someone's had a bit of a bottle job. It's not Verstappen, and it's Albon, who spins at turn 16, so his first run is, of course, not going to validate. And there he goes. Wow, that's an interesting place to spin. I don't think I've ever spun there. Usually I spin on that corner, where you go around the curve, you go over the sausage, and then you lose the rear on the exit. Interesting. Okay, cool. So as you can see, after everyone has completed their first runs, except Alex Albon, who of course spun, we are sitting P18 and P20. However, the gap to get into Q2 is actually quite small. As you can see, Teo POURCHAIRE 2.4 seconds off the lead, and then you got Hülkenberg, who is P15. He's about 2.3 off, so there's only a 10th in it. We need Teo to have a big lap here, and of course Gio, but will he be able to find 1.2 seconds? I'm not too sure. Alright, Teo POURCHAIRE on his final hot lap. Let's see what he does. He's yellow through Sector 1. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. Gio is improving though, but that doesn't really mean too much, and Teo's yellow through Sector 2. Teo, please! Teo crosses the line. He improves through Sector 3, but stays P19. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, well, what about Giovinazzi? Making his way around the final couple of corners. Please make it big. He goes yellow through Sector 2. Oh, Nelly. Oh, Christ. That's really bad. So the boys finish qualifying P20 and P22. The fall-off of the Lamborghini F1 team is quite dramatic. We were actually consistently getting out of Q1 about 3 or 4 race weekends in a row, and here we are, P20 and P22, which is not what you want to see from the boys, and I don't have much hope for the race, to be honest. For those interested in the rest of qualifying's results, there you have it. Max Verstappen takes pole, and once again Sergio Perez, being unrealistically up there, actually had the fastest times in Q1 and Q2. So yeah, your Oscar Piastri third. Any surprising exits? Not really. Okay, cool. Right, so these are the strategies I'm inclined to run for today. Teo's is one of the defaults. It's just a soft to medium to soft. I feel like that's just really strong. You have that really fast, you know, opening stint, trying to overtake a few cars. Then you chill for the second stint and then push on the third stint. I've always liked that strategy. Giovinazzi, though, I decided to go a bit radical with a one-stop medium to hard, which is what the drivers in real life did. Pretty much all of them ran medium to hard or medium to soft. Now, what's interesting to me is that looking at this, it seems like the hard tyres wear about the same as the mediums, which is a little bit annoying. I was hoping the hards would last a lot longer, so I could pit about here and be okay, but as you can see, I lose another 6 seconds on the estimated race time. Now, do I think this strategy is going to work? Not really, but I think it's good to have 2 completely different strategies, because one of them may work, one of them may not, and whichever one does work is a good learning experience, do you know what I mean? Now, I've kind of forgot, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to underfuel the car by the most, so rather than running 52 laps of fuel, I run 45, and then I put them on the push mode for the first lap and then conserve for the rest. I think that's how it goes anyway. This could be foreshadowing, and in about 15 minutes time, you could see both of my drivers running out of fuel, but we'll see. Anyway, let's begin the British Grand Prix. And here we go. Safety car all nice and ready. Everyone's standing idly by. It's another Red Bull front row lockout. They are just absolutely cooking this season. And I'm a little bit optimistic for today's race, but of course starting P20 and 22 doesn't really offer much, to be honest. And here we go, the mystery man with the green flag is waving by. Some good waving there, well done to him. And we are off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. That's my name. Okay, let's see. Well, I know it's just started, but I am going to pause it just so I can change some settings around. So what we need to do is we put you on aggressive because you can heat the tyres up more. Actually, no, your tyres are already heated. Never mind, keep it on standard. We put you onto push and then deploy. You are the same. Push and deploy. And release the Kraken! Right, the boys are off. Let's see. Oscar Piastri overtakes Sergio Perez, so already losing places. Now he's fighting with Lando Norris as well. The boys, though, are not really making much progress, to be honest. I mean, they haven't lost any places, so I suppose that's one thing. That's a good thing, I suppose. Although Giovinazzi can't really lose a place because he's last. 0.4 away from Pierre Gasly, who is fighting with Zhou Guanyu through Sector 1. It's not great. We're already falling back off of them two, with Kevin Magnussen closing in. It's not really what you want to see, to be honest. And at the end of lap 1, Teo POURCHAIRE giving it some. Oh my goodness, Teo POURCHAIRE! Take a bow. What a move! He went round the outside of the final corner of Gasly, and now he's looking like he's going to go and hunt Zhou Guanyu, but I need to see a replay of that move on Gasly because that was sensational. Here he comes. He did go off track there, but we'll ignore that because I don't care enough. That's a fantastic overtake. Now, let's see if he can go and hunt down Zhou Guanyu. What we do now is we go on neutral and we go to conserve Same with you. We go neutral and conserve. So the pace might start falling off dramatically from this point onwards. But what I'm thinking, and I think this is the whole point of underfueling your car by maximum, is that, yes, I'm on the conserve mode, but because I've got so much less fuel, the pace is actually similar to as if I was just on balance with 52 laps of fuel. So I think that's the thinking behind that. I know that might sound obvious to people that have played this game more, but I think that's the reason, do you know what I mean? Teo Pourchaire now closing in on Zhou Guanyu, and he makes the move. Let's take a look at that in the instant replay feature. Down the hanger straight with DRS. Zhou Guanyu, no DRS. Thank God Zhou Guanyu is off the real-life F1 grid. Sweeps around the outside. That's another lovely move. Teo is cooking. And we have a yellow flag somewhere. Giovinazzi overtaking Gasly. And I think it was Albon that must have gone off. And now, Teo Pourchaire overtaking Daniel Ricciardo. Giovinazzi overtaking Zhou Guanyu. Hang on a minute here. It's all kicking off. My drivers are absolutely cooking. Here he comes with the DRS. Down what is it, the first DRS straight. That's another lovely move. I mean, very bog standard, but, you know, he made the move. Well done. I've got some qualifying, they're a bit crap. But in the race, they are class. And Teo overtakes another. Both drivers are... Look at them go! Look at the boys go! We have another yellow flag. Giovinazzi overtaking Logan Sargent. Teo Pourchaire overtaking Ocon and Bottas. Once again, with DRS down the straight. Another bog standard move. But it's clean, it's very fast. And now, Teo Pourchaire is up to P12 in this race. Giovinazzi up to P16, P15 now. Teo Pourchaire fight. What is happening? My drivers are on flames. They're on flames. Look at them go. Teo Pourchaire looking to get Hulkenberg down the first DRS straight. Let's see if he can get the move done. Let's go on board with Teo. DRS is now enabled. And I think he might be a little bit too far back, although he is closing. But Hulkenberg had a really good exit on the final corner before the first DRS. And, yeah, my guy is cooking. Giovinazzi as well. He's only about 2.5 seconds behind. So both drivers, they're on fire. Do you know what I mean? Alright, I think it's about time we get Teo Pourchaire in for his first stop of the race. Of course, we go to the medium tyre and then we go onto the soft tyre again. So off he goes. Lovely stuff. Giovinazzi is going to be out for a little bit longer. And there is a crash involving multiple cars. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is that one of the main reasons that I have put Hulkenberg on this slower one-stop strategy, that's the crash. That didn't look too bad, to be honest, but one of the main reasons was that there is a 75% chance of a safety car, so I'm thinking, leave Giovinazzi out for a bit longer than anyone else, so if there is a safety car, he's right there to pounce on the opportunity. Alright, Giovinazzi is in for his first and most likely only stop of the race. Let's see what kind of stop time we are getting. Now, because of the training schedule that I arranged, the pit crew should be, like, you know, less fault work. Right, okay, brilliant. I was just about to say, because of the training that I put them through, they should have, like, less faults. And then that happened. So Giovinazzi, was it last time out at Spain or whenever it was? He had 2 slow pit stops. He spent 11 seconds in the box rather than like 5 seconds. And now, with his only stop of the race, loses another 2 seconds because of a slow stop. I feel bad for him, but, you know, I suppose he's just a crap pit crew, do you know what I mean? Going back to Teo Pourchaire, he's making good progress. He is about equal in terms of pace with Alex Albon and Esteban Ocon. He is catching Ocon, and then he loses time to Ocon, then he catches Ocon, and it just sort of goes back and forth. And Albon is starting to pull in a bit now, which is not what you want to see, but, you know, we trust in Teo to keep pushing out there, do you know what I mean? Now, realistically, I should be able to leave Giovinazzi out, and I shouldn't have to, like, touch any of his settings anymore. He should be good. Tyres are okay. On the hards, I might switch it to what's it, conserve? Oh, no, light. Switch it to light for a few laps, but he should be fine. And then, yeah, he should be good. But, of course, Teo, he's got one more stop left. Giovinazzi, oh, never mind. I was going to say he's making overtakes, but he's actually currently in a massive fight with Zhou Guanyu. And now Zhou Guanyu stops, so that releases Giovinazzi, so that's always good. His pace doesn't seem too bad, to be honest. Valtteri Bottas also stopping, although now he's got to deal with Logan Sargent, who for some reason in this game is actually the Cookmeister. Like, he's actually decently fast, so fair play to him. Hang on a minute here, we have a crash involving multiple cars. Once again, it's going to be George Russell and one of the RBs going round there, and that's hardly a crash, is it? I mean, he just sort of pushed someone off. I doubt that's going to cause any damage. It might leave a bit of debris on track, and there could be a VSC. If there's a VSC, I might put Teo onto the medium tyres. And actually, no, he can go on the softs until the end. What I'm actually thinking is I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to try not to overthink. I might just stick with the normal strategy. But I was thinking, what tyres does Teo have? See, he's got a set of hard tyres left. What if I put him on hards, but then put on the, like, ultimate push mode? So, like, drive as fast as possible. I don't know if that's quicker than softs on, like, balance. I'm not too sure. I might have to figure that one out in a future race, because I feel Teo is in such a good position right now. I think I might just leave him on the normal strategy. Do you know what I mean? Alright, Teo's in for his second stop of the race. Let's see, please be decent, because you're actually in a very good position. Here he comes, in the pit box. Go on, the boys! Come on! It's about 4 attempts slower than you really want, but that is okay. It's not too bad. Giovinazzi goes on ahead, but of course Teo now has those fresh soft tyres. We're going to put him onto the aggressive setting so that he gets those tyres nice and warm very, very quickly. There he goes. We'll wait until about there, and we'll put him back onto standard, and now he should be good for the rest of the race. Oh wow, he is reeling in Giovinazzi at ridiculous pace. He's catching by about 1.5 seconds a lap, so hopefully, let's just, can I make it so you're like, let's Teo go through or something? No, I don't want to pit him. No, I don't want to do that at all. I want to go to the tactics. Here we go. Don't fight teammate. That's what I want. I don't want you to fight your teammate. Just wave him on through, because he is the much quicker driver on a better strategy, which I apologize to Gio. I have put him on a crap strategy here, but honestly, he was in such a low position in P22 last that I was just sort of gambling on the safety car making an appearance, but it didn't happen, so. Into the closing stages of the race now. Teo Pourchaire is starting to reel in Ocon at tremendous pace, and he's also gapping Pierre Gasly. There's a chance for a P12 here if Teo can just push on for these final couple of laps. Come on, Teo. I might give you some overtake at the very end, but come on, lad. You could do this. He's 3 seconds behind. He hasn't got much time left. I'm going to give him the deploy, and I need to make sure that I don't use too much. 3 laps remaining. That's about all I can give him. He's 2.5 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough. We enter the final lap of the race, and I think it's time we deploy everything. We give him the balanced fuel setting. We give him aggressive on the tyres, and we just let him give it some. Do you know what I mean? Final lap of the race. Teo Pourchaire is within 1.6 seconds, and I think he actually gets this lap plus the next lap. So let's put him back onto neutral, and then we'll just let him go for it. Let's see. He does get one more lap. Right, it's time. We're going to put you onto push mode on the fuel. Now, I need to make sure that I don't make him run out of fuel. Verstappen wins the race ahead of Sergio Perez. Teo is going to have the fuel, but I don't think he's going to have it, and he doesn't. Wow, okay. Well, you know what? That is still a really strong race from Teo Pourchaire. Finishes within 2 seconds of P12 Esteban Ocon, but of course we were nowhere near the points. We were, what, 44 seconds off the points, because Ocon is 40 seconds behind Russell, who is 5 seconds behind Stroll. So, yeah, about 45 seconds. That's still a really strong race, though. Teo Pourchaire making some fantastic moves. Of course, starting P20, finishing P13. That's the kind of race pace that we have. It's just a shame that our quali was so bad. Of course, Giovinazzi, we took a gamble, hoping there was a safety car, and there wasn't. So, he unfortunately finishes last. But, to be honest, he wasn't going to get ahead of Teo Pourchaire. But, yeah, it's not what we want to see, of course, being last. But if the gamble worked and there was a safety car, he would have probably finished, like, in the points, maybe. So, yeah. So there's the final finishing results. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez say 1 and 2 to confirm the Red Bull 1 and 2 finish. The front row lockout turns into the win for the boys. Well done. Lando Norris gains 2 places to go from P5 to P3. Are there any, like, massive gainers? Teo Pourchaire is the biggest gainer once again. I think he was last time out. Plus 7 places for Teo. We'll be securing a nice 400 grand because of that drive. And unfortunately, like I said, Giovinazzi, I've been over what happened to him. P21, whatever. Now, the Drivers' Championship now looks like this. Sergio Perez actually overtakes Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship. Do you know what's really sad? In real life F1, we are 21 races in, I think, or 20 or 21 races in, and Sergio Perez has 153 points, I believe. We are, what, 12 races into this, and he has 193, so 40 more than real life. It's just, oh, it's so heartbreaking for me. But anyway, in the Constructors, Red Bull gain another 43 points. Red Bull just dominating. McLaren plus 25. And I believe we are still 11th. But, you know, if we get a P11 or 1 points finish, we go up to P8. So it's still all to play for. And I reckon later on in the season, once we've got this brand new rear wing, we'll be seriously cooking. We also didn't really do anything in the fastest pit stops area. Of course, our best stop was 2.9 seconds. I didn't even realize Teo Pourchaire had a 4.6 second stop on his first stop. I didn't even know that happened. So that cost him an extra position today. He would have finished, what, P12? If he didn't have that stop, it would have been 2 seconds further up the road, which would have been ahead of Ocon. So that's actually quite sad. I like how it says our car's high-speed performance made it a good fit for the track. And then it said our car underperforms at top speed. So make your mind up. Which one is it? Looking at the strategy, it said we expected to finish 20th and we finished 13th, so that was above target. The best strategy was a 2-stop. I did do that and we got 13th, so that's pretty good. And looking at the car parts, we do have some mangled bits. Giovinazzi has a dodgy side pod, so we're going to install a replacement for that, of course. And to be fair, everything else is at medium risk, which is not what you want to see, but for some reason, I'm not allowed to install a replacement, even though it's a medium risk. I'd rather have him with a completely new car. Looking at the car parts area, it's now 16 days until we get our new rear wing. When's the next race? It's going to be on the 19th of, July. Today is the, the 8th. So that's only 11 days. So unfortunately, we will have to wait until after the summer break until we get our brand new rear wing. Of course, in that time, there's going to be a lot of upgrades throughout the field, so it might not have as much of an impact, but that was still a very decent episode. Teo Pourchaire once again proving he's a very dependable race driver. Giovinazzi also had a really strong race, despite the very dodgy strategy I put him on. But yeah, that's going to be all from me. Make sure to like and subscribe, of course. Follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming on there as long as YouTube way more often because of what happened yesterday. It was a bit nuts. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.